on, y'all. If you have ever stepped on the scale and it changed your whole mood, then this conversation's for you. This is Crystal Taylor, the owner and CEO of Fitness is Not a Game. And I want to tell y'all what happened to me this morning when I stepped on the scale. Before we get going, let's drink some water. Mm. And if you're here, say hey. If you're catching this on replay, type replay in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and take these glasses off. Let's have a conversation, y'all. So, um, I don't like the scale, hence the name of the book, right? But every once in a while, I will get on the scale just as a test, right? Whenever I get on the scale, it's really just to be able to share some thoughts or whatever happened with y'all. So this morning, I said, let me go ahead and get on the scale because I had noticed. So I've said before that I wear waist beads as my main method of accountability. Just because, and I use the ones that are the full string, not the elastic, so that I'll know if progress was being made or if regress is being made, right? So I've noticed that these beads have just been falling, which is a good thing. That's what we want. So I was like, let me see where I am. And the last time I weighed myself was because of the same thing. I had noticed that my beads just kept staying super low. And so I was just curious because even though I don't weigh myself frequently, I know that at this age, I typically hang out around probably like 147, somewhere around there, 140, somewhere between 146, 148. That's typically where I am. But this particular day, and this had to be about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, I was 143. And I was like, whoa, like, So even though I tell folks, I say if scale, I do believe it has its place in our health journey. And let me explain why I say that. What I don't like is the obsession with the scale telling you whether you've made progress or not, right? If you're doing right or not, if whatever. But it is a good indicator if there are things you may need to watch, right? If you drop weight drastically, if you gain weight drastically, things like that, right? And because I know that there are a number of people in my family with diabetes, when I saw the weight loss, I was like, got a little nervous about it. But then at the same time, I was also working, right? So I was putting, I'm very consistent with my work. I saw the good stuff. Anywho, let's fast forward to today. So that was like about a month or so ago. So I said, hey, I see these beads are dropping again. So let me just get on the scale because I'm curious, because I knew it was going to be a topic of conversation. I was just going to have with my clients, but I was like, may as well bring it to y'all too. But I got on there, and this time I was 148.8, right? So basically 149. And I was like, and I sort of laughed. I was like, okay. And it wasn't, let me tell you why. The reason why I said, oh, okay, was because what I know is that me getting smaller, and I say smaller because I noticed my beads are dropping. I noticed that the pants I had on yesterday felt a little baggy. So me getting smaller, but my weight going up, I'm like, oh, I'm rebuilding my muscle. That means that I'm building more muscle and burning more fat, which is what I want. But I thought about it and I said, how many people would freak out or stress out if they saw that they had gained 5 pounds? And let me know if that's you. Because somebody may have heard me say I gained 5 pounds. I'm like, clutch my purse. But let's be clear, a couple things. Yes, I gained 5 pounds, but I basically went back to my normal weight with maybe an extra pound or two or whatever. So that's one thing to remember. But two, again, it's about the real deal goal. My goal is not a number on the scale. No. My goal is to feel good, healthy, strong, sexy, confident. I want to be able, I love the fact that like I ran this morning. I love the fact that I can still run at almost 50. I love doing push-ups at almost 50. I love that I can drop it if I feel like it and bringing it right back on up without making all those noises. Those are the things I want to do. I love the fact that I'm not on medications. I take supplements every day because I choose to. There's nothing I have to take. That is a blessing, right? So those are the things that I look for. But I know so many people look for that number. Let me know if that's you. As I said over and over again, the number only tells you your gravitational pull towards the earth. That's it. That's all. That scale for so many people, and let me know if this is you, been looking in the mirror and say, oh, these beads are dropping. I like it. Let me get on the scale and see what I've done, right? I.e., how much I've lost. Then you get on the scale and the scale says, sis or bro, you gained 5 pounds. Then what'll happen? For so many people, now you're looking in the mirror like, yeah, I do look fluffy. Yeah, I do look this. You start beating yourself up because that scale told you gained weight. But that scale don't tell you nothing else. It don't tell you nothing else. It didn't tell you that those beads drop. The scale didn't tell you that those pants are looser. The scale didn't tell you that you got more definition in your arms. The scale is not telling you any of that. So why would we give so much weight, no pun intended, to the doggone scale? And I just had to have somebody need to hear this message. And if that's you, type of me in the chat. That is why I wrote the book. That is why I'm going on tour, because I need, and I do mean need, to pull so many of you out of that mindset that scale is the end all be all. I know when we go to the doctor, the first thing they do, they may as well go ahead and put the scale at reception. So that's like the first thing they do. They, before they care about your blood pressure, they want your weight. And I know it's just the weight officer setup, but you get what I'm saying. But that's how it feels too. You're walking into this doctor's office, and the first thing you know is how much you weigh. And whether it's good or bad, now it's on your mind. And now the brains are swirling because we weigh more at the doctor than we do at home for a couple of reasons. One, you've typically eaten. Two, you got on clothes, you got shoes, your purse, you got all this other stuff. So it's not even the accurate weight. And so now you calculating in your head, how many pounds of clothes and shoes do I got on? What can I calculate? The nurse tired of waiting on you because you got to put your coat away. You got to hang up your purse. You got to take off your shoes, all that good stuff. Come on. So that's why I'm doing it. So because I want us to pull away from that and say, yeah, that number may be higher, but man, the rest of the let's talk about the rest of the doctor's office. What about when they check your blood pressure and it's 100 over 70? Come on now. When your A1C is 5.4, right? What about those numbers? Those are the things we want to hear. Those are the things we should be going for. But we'll let that number on the scale mess up everything else. So for that, I guess I'm coming on with a sense of gratitude to have pulled away or learned and reprogram myself away from stressing over that number, because that could have easily taken me out. And so, like I said, I'm coming on to you to talk to you today, so that in case that number jumps or increases for you, to make sure it doesn't take you out. Because when it takes you out, what are we doing? Punishing ourselves? Whether it's by depriving ourselves of food or exercising more, whatever it is, because we feel like we've done something wrong because the number went up on a device. But you feel better. You look better. You have more energy. You're sleeping better. Your skin looks better. All of these things, you could focus more at work. All of these things, these things, but that number is jacking you up. So that's why the book was needed. That's why this tour is needed, so that I can get in the room with y'all. So you can feel this energy, so I can feel your energy, so I can answer your questions to help you step away from that and show you how to be more consistent on your journey. No matter what that number on the scale says, right? Even understanding that consistency does not mean perfection. Understanding that the yo-yoing that you've been doing is because you haven't found what works for you. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You just haven't found or even had the support to create the lifestyle that works for you. So that's why we're doing this tour, so we can have an in-person 2-hour workshop to help you create the plan that's going to keep you in the game and get you sustained, get those sustainable results, right? Help you stay consistent without worrying about that device, because that thing can throw you off. So that was on my heart to share this morning, because I legit laughed when I saw the increase. Because I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell my clients about that, because I meet with them every Saturday morning. But then I was like, somebody else needs to hear this too. I don't know who it was or who it is, but my ancestors told me to come on and talk to y'all. So if this was for you, again, you're welcome. If you are in or near Dallas, St. Louis, or Atlanta, I hope you will come visit me. For everybody who comes to the tour, you get a free copy of the book. I'll give you a copy of the book. Plus, we get some live coaching, and you get to meet some other dope women who are looking for that same community of women who they're to support. So go to fthescalemovement.com, grab your ticket, grab your spot. Spaces are extremely limited in each city, because I like to have a good, intimate conversation. I want you to feel comfortable being able to open up and have those conversations without feeling like you're in a big old town hall and you don't know who's there. So if you want to come, make sure you grab your spot, make sure you share with your people, tell them to come with you, because what I absolutely know is that we increase our uh, chances of success drastically when we do it with someone that we know and love. So, all right, y'all, that's all I wanted. Quick convo. Crystal Taylor, owner and CEO of Fitness Tonight Again. But yeah, it was just funny to me. But then it made me sad, because I knew that most people, if they had seen that they had gained 5 pounds in the last month and a half, 2 months, or whatever it was, that they would have been really bothered by it. But it made me happy. And not because I'm trying to gain weight. I couldn't care less how much I weigh, but because I know for a fact, looking in the mirror, the things they're going where I want them to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy when I look in the mirror. So that number didn't mean nothing. All right. So just try to help other people get to that same point. So hope you come hang out with me in one of those cities. When you go to fthescalemovement.com, you can see the dates and the locations in each one. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. Please be safe out there in these streets, because I just want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you here. All right. Bye.